Wonderful. So, last time on Piece by Piece, the Monster of the Week mystery, y'all immediately started doing crimes. No, you got reached out to in your various introductory segments to the town of Serpentine. You all got reached out to by a common contact for your group, Officer Intergart, who had informed you that there was something weird at the coroner's office that they wanted you to check out. Unfortunately, you had one member of your team missing, seemingly out of town visiting some friends, who we may get a chance to get introduced to today. But upon arriving at this sort of investigative office, you discovered something pretty weird. Two deceased individuals, one of which seemed to have been killed in some sort of physical altercation, seemingly a fatal stab wound that took them out. And the other one that was indeed deceased and half entirely flattened, their body seemingly turned into a painting-like canvas, an almost photorealistic image printed on it or painted across it of what their body would have looked like or should have looked like. Though when you looked at it from a certain angle, it was very clear it was maybe 2/3 of an inch thick. One of you decided to take it with you as you were on a bit of a time crunch with some other police officers potentially being in the area, and you dipped out of there without turning the security cameras off, and instead decided to head to the deceased individual's, one of the deceased individual's homes, the ones that you had a home address for, to go and investigate and see if you could find any leads as to what might have led to this altercation, what common ground these two individuals might have to have been involved in this fight with each other, and to also work out any particular leads on what the heck might have caused this strange effect. Upon arriving, you did see the kind of scene of an altercation at this home. You were able to work out that this individual seemed to mostly live alone. And the main thing that you had discovered of kind of note, a number of their belongings seemingly had already been taken in the police investigation, but one of the things that you did find of note was a discarded courier envelope with a series of layers of protection. The outer address on it seemingly suspiciously missing a number of details that made you think that this was maybe not a super official couriering situation. The interior envelope did have the name of a Italian-based courier service called Oliveri Couriers, which you have pocketed as well as some evidence. And inside of that, there was a tiny plastic slip, seemingly some kind of protective slip for a document of some kind that might have been inside for whatever had been sent. You were going to continue to investigate further. However, you were also interrupted somewhat by a rather ominous figure approaching. A member of an established entourage of antagonistic individuals, let's say, that you have interacted with before, some employees, or a particular employee of Raymond Vinacore, who is your team's sort of main adversary when it comes to trying to keep Serpentine safe from a number of these of the things that you tend to hunt down. And a rather looming individual had stepped out of a matte black tinted window car and approached the house. One of yourselves, Kiera, you had split off from the main group, from Sal and Lane, who were hiding inside. You'd split off around the side of the building to try and intersect with this individual. Lane and Sal had taken the opportunity to kind of hide and peek through the main front door windows to keep an eye on the situation, but hopefully stay out of line of sight from Mel, Raymond's known kind of enforcer and heavy-hand individual, who seem to also be kind of scouting the area in a very similar way to yourselves. And where we finished that part of the session, last fortnight, where we left that was you had managed to turn on the kind of main front sensor lights in order to kind of scare Mel away from the main building. However, in this distracting process, Mel had come face to face with Kiera, hiding around the side of the building with a sword in her hand, although Mel didn't seem all that intimidated by that. And we had finished off last session with Mel kind of kind of snarkily responding, "Oh, fancy seeing you here." And that was where we left things for the previous episode. Now we come to this session, and we come to, these kind of TV shows where they do the little like flash forwards or flashbacks to give you context for what's about to happen. We have another vignette situation. This time we see, previously we had our vision of like the dockyard and seeing some workers messing around with some packages. This time, the image that we start with has that very kind of vignetted sepia tone filter that denotes that this image is taking place a number of years ago in a very, very rundown kind of leaking sort of attic space in a wood-paneled room. The view of this room is mostly illuminated by occasional flashes of lightning as a heavy storm is taking place out the window. And we can see the silhouettes of a number of individuals hurriedly rushing around a room and seemingly laying out components or pieces of some kind of complicated work on the floor. In addition to that, we can see occasionally in the flashes of light through the window, we can see a large rectangle of canvas laid out on the floor, seemingly face down. There's no sign of any kind of image on the front of it. And as this storm continues to rage outside, there is this deep, dark muttering that starts to take place. As this muttering starts to rise in volume, another light, in addition to the lightning around occasionally flashing through the window, starts to rise from the floor itself, from these components that have been laid around. And this brilliant blue energy starts to rise from underneath them. At the very culmination of the heaviest winds, the harshest rain surging from the storm, there is a flash of lightning from the window and a reciprocal flash of lines of energy that kind of cut across the floor in front of them, almost like their own arcs of lightning zapping around the room. And as that light dissipates, there is the faint sound of wafting paper kind of dancing through the air, swept in the currents from the storm, and occasionally coming to land, one of them coming to land right in front of our metaphorical camera. On one part of this piece of paper, there is the edge of a plane of grass, very beautifully drawn, very beautifully painted, I should say. And as the detail of this piece of paper comes almost into focus, in the wind from the storm, maybe that's what's making it look like this grass is almost moving. It's hard to tell. But as footsteps start moving erratically from elsewhere in the room, zooming in on this one piece of canvas still lying on the ground, there is a moment where the storm outside has subsided and the paper still rattles against the floorboards. And as that happens, our camera shifts away from it, out towards the window, as we see a number of these silhouettes passing in front of it, very rapidly going about their business. And as the camera travels out of the window and out into the landscape beyond, that same image is kind of cross-faded with a much larger window of a much more faster moving vehicle making its way through the hills nearby the ambuscade coast. And as it zooms back, slowly pulls back from this passing landscape, we see instead the interior of a train carriage very quickly making its approach back to Serpentine. Josh, would you like to introduce the individual that is sitting in the seat?
Sitting in the window, looking out, admiring the landscape, just appreciating it. You can see that there is an older gentleman. He's grey, tidily dressed in clothes that he doesn't really buy new clothes because he's kind of gotten to a point where he's like, I'm pretty sure the clothes I've got will last me as long as I need them to, without being too dark about it. And you can see that he's kind of leaning on both hands folded over the top of a walking stick that is sort of, you can't tell if he's leaning forward or if he's just got that slight hunch, the little question mark spine, as it were. And he is looking out the window. You can see that in one of his ears he's got what appears to be a very modern-looking hearing aid. And there is a thoughtful look, clearly chewing on the worries of the world as he stares out at the landscape while he heads back towards his home. And this is Esau Applebaum.
Wonderful. Our final member of our artifact collectors gathered here today. Now, quick question, because Esau is indeed an older individual. Do you think that Esau typically carries a smartphone?
Esau has a smartphone. To say that he is confident with it would be perhaps overstating the case ever so slightly. But he definitely has one, and the text on it is massive.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of us have got that older relative who's each word in the text message takes up like a third of the screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's kind of Esau as well, which means that his text messages tend to be pretty brief, to the point, and he doesn't really understand emojis. He tries, but he doesn't understand emojis.
Great, wonderful. You've been kind of out of town visiting some friends. Esau is the kind of person that likes to keep in touch with those that he cares about. And you are coming back to town kind of later in the evening, but you know that you do have, specifically at your age, you have a member of your family that is going to be picking you up from the train station. And as you are maybe best guess, you're probably about 15 minutes away from the station itself. You get a message on your smartphone. You kind of feel I guess you might have the notification maybe connected to your hearing aid, so
I do, but also it is so loud. The phone is so loud.
Incredible.
Is it text to speech?
No, that would be weird. But the notification noises are really the driver of the train heard that my phone go off.
Great. There's a beep beep beep, and a number of people in the train car kind of freak out because they think an emergency service alert is going off. You reach into your pocket, pull your phone out, and you can see that there is just a very simple text that says, "At the station when you get here," and then an X Hannah.
I'd Hank space you and hit send.
Wonderful.
It is the hunt and peck with
10 minutes of the remaining 15 minutes of your train ride is spent texting back. Thank you.
They make these buttons so small. Why is everything hard?
Absolutely. You send that back, and in pretty reasonable time, the train does arrive back at Serpentine train station. You are, as I said, you're getting kind of later in the evening, so it's not as busy of a service, but it's one of those ones that one of the would-be interstate, intercity kind of trains that you're catching the very tail end of to come back to Serpentine. And as you go to get off the train, there is a slightly nervous train attendant that does kind of come up to you to try and offer you an arm to help you clear the line between the train and the platform. Are you right, sir? Do you need a hand?
Thank you. I'm okay. My niece is going to be picking me up. I appreciate you. Look, let me see if I can. And he starts patting down his pockets, finds a quart. Look, don't spend this all at once. You get yourself something nice.
Thank you, sir. Yes. Puts it in their pocket.
It may or may not be in a currency that is actually useful in this country, but
no, absolutely not. It's like a Czechoslovakian coin or something. It is Czech Republic coin. It's extremely out of date and also not worth much. You head off of the train, and waiting for you on the platform, indeed, you see a woman in her in her 30s that has an air of Not that this is an inconvenience, but that there is maybe something else that she feels like she should be spending her time doing, but she is prioritizing spending time with you. Would you like to describe your niece at all, or do you want me to take over that?
I feel like the Hannah is like she's a striking looking woman. She is a striking looking woman. She's now standing a little taller than me. If I didn't have the hunch, then I'd probably be a little taller, but it's fine. She's definitely busy looking, like that. She's got the hair pulled back. She's very like not tightly but like strictly dressed.
Yeah, sure.
If that makes sense. Very business forward, but not a businesswoman. It's not like a power suit. She's just sharp.
Yes. Absolutely.
And she's definitely got her phone in one hand at all times, but doesn't often carry a handbag because she doesn't need to be carrying other things. Everything that she needs is in her phone because she knows all sorts of magic things to do with her telephone. It's amazing what you can do with phones these days, but I've never been able to get my head around it myself.
Absolutely. You would know Hannah is actually a rather than not necessarily a businesswoman. Hannah makes most of her living as a computer sciences teacher at the local community college, which kind of runs night classes out of the university halls when they're not being used. And so indeed, she has one smart device that she is extremely good at using to get almost anything done in any capacity. Has here a number of large, dark, curly hair that is kind of pulled back in a very large ponytail, and a pair of pretty big glasses on that, for the most part, she does look very, it manages to continue to look very put together. But also, the moment that you step off of the train, that air of maybe having other things on her mind slips away a little bit at the moment that she sees you and kind of comes up to you and does give you a very warm hug.
Hannah Kitzel, it's so good to see you. Thank you for picking me up. I do appreciate it.
No, of course. Listen, the car is just out the front. I did need to tell you though, Uncle, there's a slight, look, I know that you try your best, but you did leave your other phone?
Did I take the wrong phone? But you managed to get hold of me. I think we're doing okay.
Yeah, no. Your other phone, the one that's not. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Look, you know me. I was going to see Miriam. She's been having such a hard time. I like it. Why would I need this other phone?
Well, I'm not sure, but it's been rattling in my glove box for the last 3 hours. So I thought I'd give it to you while we walk into the car.
It's amazing to me how long they can make a battery last. I have to get the batteries in my hearing aid replaced all the time.
Yes,
but the phones, they can last forever.
Yes, Uncle.
We live in an age of miracles. Have you eaten?
She hands you a much less smart device, clearly more of a burner style phone, like the one that would cost maybe $40, that you would know is the one that was kind of issued from, well, not necessarily issued, but that you were given by the rest of your team to kind of keep in touch with Officer Integart. You and the rest of your team have a group chat that, on high recommendation from your niece, you didn't put on your main smartphone. And it seems like this kind of slipped out of your pocket when you were getting driven to the train station, and has been rattling away in Hannah's glove box for the rest of it. She hands it over to you. You see a series of messages that have come in this evening. One of them from Officer Integart suggesting that people stop by the coroner's office. A number of emojis from Kiera that make very little sense to you most of the time. Then quickly followed by a very blurry image that is hard to determine what it is, but you think is maybe a photo of a rib cage. Kind of hard to tell. And a lot of Officer Entegart being like, "What the fuck did you do?" And a lot of messages from not from the rest of your team as they kind of just ignored it. This is the phone that has also been kind of on automatic reply to a lot of these things, where because you've been out of town, so your phone, when it's not on, it basically just sends an automatic message back to be like, "I'm visiting friends, I'm out of touch," and you can see the series of messages from the rest of your team that clearly something has been going on this evening that Officer Entegart is extremely distressed by. What would you like to do?
Hannah, I'm terribly sorry. I don't think we can go and eat much. I would love to share some food with you, but I think your boy chicken and the others have managed to get themselves into something of a spot of trouble, and I might need to go and give them a hand. Could you possibly maybe let me see if I can find out where they are? And
yeah. She stops for a moment and puts her hand like over the top of you texting on your phone. It's like, "Uncle, I told you before, he's not my boy check, all right?"
Yeah, but he was. It's hard to. Today, all these things are changing so quickly, and look, it's how I remember who he is. I have to tie things together.
Lane is his own person. Okay, all right. You see where they're at. I can drop you off.
Look, I'm not saying you guys were good together, but you were together.
Yes, we were together. Yes, well remembered. You work out where they are, and I can drop you off, Uncle.
Give me just a moment. Let's start heading back to the.
Sure. Yeah. He puts the car in drive. You start heading away. At the point that you have got off the train platform and begun making your way, traveling back through town, we are going to sweep back to the scene that we had before. Feel free to text at any point in this scene, Josh, when you think that Esau is finished typing. But we are going to sweep back to Bishop Street, to that moment of tension. Sal and Lane, you are still like peeking through the glass of the front door, seeing a distracted Mel that is currently looming over Kiera, who is kind of crouched around near the wall of the building with a very large sword in one hand. And you can see that Mel, who was kind of in the process of like avoiding the light from the house and also kind of making way towards that weird sound, just sort of stumbled into your vicinity enough to actually catch sight of you. And you see that though you do appear to be armed, she kind of gives you a recognizing look and also says, "Please, by all means, if you want to swing that, I've got a taser I've been dying to try out." What do you do?
The sword vanishes. And I'll straighten up. Yeah. What does a taser do?
It helps people get to sleep real fast. What are you doing here?
I don't have a problem with sleep.
What are you doing here?
Talking with you?
You came here
I
to talk
was
to me.
crouched.
Yeah.
By this air conditioning unit.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm standing talking with you.
And before that?
I didn't, well, I mean, I got up this morning. I had 3 coffees.
Mm.
Yeah, that was about the extent of my day.
Right.
Did I eat lunch?
I think inside the house, I think Sal's like, Lane, are they talking to each other?
Yeah, I think she's handling it. Kiera's handling it.
I don't think I ate lunch.
What did she say?
And like
something about the bunch?
Yeah, I thought she said, yeah, she had some punch.
Oh no, she cannot punch. If she punches Mel, shit is gonna go sideways.
Right? We should get out there and stop this before something happens.
We gotta intervene. Let's go. Go.
At that exact moment,
Okay.
the phones buzz.
Great.
And as you open the phone, you see this, "Hello, my friends. How are you all? I am back. I am wondering where you are. I will come to meet you if you could let me know. Thank you very much, Esau."
He always signs the text.
Yeah. Like Sal just half-mindedly just hits the like share live location.
As
Doesn't
you do
reply-
that, you get the auto reply
Yeah.
back.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Kiera pulls it out, unlocks it. Thumb face ID. And then locks it and puts it away.
Okay, quick question. Sal and Lane, are your phones on silent or do you have your ringer on?
Oh no, it's on vibrate. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on
same.
vibrate, Lane?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. So you pull out your phone and then put it back away. Sorry, what did you want to say to Mel? Remind me.
What did she get up to today? If these are the questions that we're asking.
You know what?
Because you weren't crouched behind the air conditioning unit, so you must have done other things.
No, I wasn't. Frankly, I wasn't really. I'm not overly interested in sharing the details of my day with someone that looks like they maybe just broke into a crime scene.
Are you telling me you don't drink coffee?
I'm telling you that right now you look very suspicious. And frankly, I'm debating whether or not I need to call the authorities.
I think at this point, Sal opens the door and is just like, "Yeah, we could say the same thing about you, Mel." Like not stepping out, like peeking up around the door, like keeping the door as protection. Like if she comes at me, I'm gonna slam this door.
Peeking around the crime scene tape.
we could say the same thing about you, Mel.
Sal, do you have any issues with sleep?
Yeah, but you know,
She
we
has
talk about
advice that will help with that.
Oh,
I'm gonna push past Sal as I come outside and say, "What's up, Mel?" And then I'm on my phone. I'm just gonna walk over to the side as I'm texting Esau. We are in a bit of a situation. We'll get back to you soon.
Uh-huh.
You get
Mel,
the auto reply back.
Mel takes out her phone and goes to take a photo of Sal and Lane, like at the door inside of a crime scene.
Whoa, that's not necessary, Mel. Come on.
Huh?
Put it away.
Sorry.
Put it away.
I'm just a concerned citizen that seems to come across people actively breaking into a very, very problematic situation.
Who are you
Why
trying to
exactly should I
kid?
not tell?
yeah, I think Sal was like,
Can I-
"Yeah, okay,
Yeah, Mel, you're not
all
that
right,
concerned.
Yeah.
Can I
Are you a
summon-
citizen?
As far as you know, yeah.
All right, fair.
Yes, Kiera, you wanted to summon
I was going to
something?
summon like a relatively blinding light
Oh,
for the camera.
sure. For the camera?
Like not too blind, but just to clear the yeah.
Sure. I will say, for starters, I will say either Lane or Sal roll to manipulate someone for me to see if you can persuade Mel not to take this photo in the first place. And if that fails, you are welcome to act under pressure to kind of like flash out the camera before it goes. And
Lane,
whoever's rolling to manipulate the other person is also welcome to help out if that will affect the roll.
Oh yeah, for sure, I will help.
So what does that mean then? If Sal's helping me, I roll.
So for manipulate someone, you're just going to roll your 2d6, and then if you get a result in which getting a +1 would change what you're getting, then you can roll to help out to like boost it to that.
Yep.
Okay, and this is charm. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That is going to be a total of 7.
Okay, cool. That is a solid mixed success. You're welcome to help out still if you would like, but it won't affect the outcome of the roll necessarily.
Yeah.
Cool. Wonderful. So that is a mixed success. So with a mixed success for manipulate someone, they will do what you ask if you do something right now to prove that you mean it.
Sure.
And if you ask too much, then they will tell you what it will take in order to do what you want. So what is what is the reason that you're going to, the extra justification you're going to give Mel to not take this photo of you coming out of an active crime scene?
Right. All right. So I just kind of put the phone away and I walk over and I say, Mel, you're really not that concerned. And guess what? Look, you're here for a reason. We're here for a reason. Maybe we kind of help each other out again. It's just like last time. We share a little bit of information with you. Raymond gets what he wants. You tell us why Raymond sent you. Everybody wins. Everybody wins here.
Interesting. Do you?
Can I also help by very obviously picking up the small GoPro that I placed by the door and obviously that was recording her and put it in my pack.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I think that upon obviously picking that up as well, there is a brief moment where you see almost this moment of dissociation where the back of Mel's mind is doing the I don't think I said anything incriminating in the last 20 minutes math while watching you do the actual action, and then kind of comes back to the present, nods a little bit and kind of puts the phone back by her side, not actually in her pocket. It's like, all right, what exactly were you here looking for?
Well, if you must know, we're on a bit of an investigation. Of course, there's weird things happening, as they do tend to happen around here, right? And we're probably here for the same reason that you are. Which is? Exactly. All right, on the count of three. No, we do. We know a lot of things, actually. And at the count of three, we both say why we're here. At the same time.
All right, yeah, same time.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I wasn't born yesterday, Lane. Come on.
Well, okay, let me tell you this then. Canvas Man. Do I see any recognition on in her eyes or anything?
Yeah, I will say you do. You see a bit of recognition, but you also see a bit of slightly confused recognition. Part of what you said makes sense to her, but not that specifically. Okay. And she kind of nods a little bit. It's like, right, the unfortunate situation in town, yeah?
Yeah, what do you know about it? We shared a little something with you. You shared a little something with us.
I know. I know that it was a pretty rough site, that they were keeping people out of that area for a good amount of time. But as far as I understand, the place has been cleared up now. I know that the businesses nearby weren't too happy about all the added attention in the area, let's say.
Well, that makes sense,
I know
especially down by the docks where, anything can be happening under the cloak of darkness.
Yeah. I also know that it's unfortunate. Kyle was good at his job.
I imagine Kyle was very good at his job. What kind of job did he do for Raymond?
He's a runner of sorts. Picks things up, makes sure it gets where it needs to go.
Like important documents that might at one point have been housed in a plastic sleeve. Shipped from Italy, things perhaps. Like
perhaps, yeah. Interesting. Right. I appreciate this little chit-chat, but if you are leaving, right? If I get out of here now, you're not just going to walk back in?
What's the difference to you if we do the dirty work and find some more information? We might even be nice enough to share it with you.
Well, no, because right now, if you are walking back in, then, we've just agreed that I'm not going to tell people about one crime. But if you walk back in, that's a different instance of crime, and therefore I might have to call the authorities, You
are very shrewd. Kiera, that sword of yours, is that nearby in case... never mind. No, Mel, you can count on us to not commit any more crimes. And I'll wink at her.
Great. You see the distinct face of the like, we're not like that. But she kind of nods as well, and then kind of takes a step back, like near Keith's car, like near the car that's still parked in the driveway, and just kind of stands there with a bit of a like after you kind of vibe. You, Esau, in the car from the train station to Bishop Street is actually not that far of a drive. So you are like in the process of coming around the corner of Bishop Street when you can see, like, for those of you out in the front of Keith's house, there is the brief like swing of headlights as you see a very familiar car approaching. You see Hannah's vehicle, which you know to be Esau's niece, you know to be an individual that has helped out like a couple of times with particularly tricky situations, but has also been very like, and then I wipe my hands of this. I'm like doing my uncle a favor, and then don't talk about me. And also for one of you, Lane, a slightly more familiar understanding of this individual is you see the behind the wheel of this car approaching. You see your ex-wife. What would you all like to do?
Lane gets immediately nervous as he looks past Mel towards the car coming. Yep. And I'll just kind of like, Mel, great to see you, as I'll walk towards the curb where the car is about to arrive.
Great.
Yeah, I think Sal has like closed the door now and is like, be seeing you, Mel. Like doesn't walk past Mel, like hops over the fence at the front. Is like, yep, okay.
Yeah. Through the hedges to get out of the way.
For sure. Kiera, you gonna? Yep, we should go.
As Kiera walks past Mel, she's gonna be like, "Where do I get a taser?"
I mean, that you could just order one online.
Sweet. Online. I have one of those.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I do. It's in my phone.
All right. Just like, yes.
Sorry, just before I arrive, does Esau know Mel? I would say you would know of Mel for sure. Do you know her? Because she is also like of a similar age to Hannah. So I'm wondering. I think you know of her. I don't think you have a particular relationship with her specifically, but in similar fashion to like the rest of the team, you have heard of her reputation as being part of Raymond's kind of entourage, as opposed to actually knowing her personally. So I'd recognize her.
You would definitely recognize her. Yeah.
Grand. Yep.
Cool. The the car pulls up, and it pulls up along the sidewalk, and there is a pretty obvious like sighing of the shoulders as Lane is the first person at the sidewalk to get in the car. The passenger or driver's side window kind of rolls down, and Hannah turns and looks out the window. Evening.
It's okay. I'll take care.
Hey,
Lane.
how's everything going? I'm gonna do the thing where I lean down on the side of the window. Everything good? Hey, Esau.
Boy, chick, it's good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Is it good? Is it possible to maybe get a ride out of here? I think Mel is here, and Mel.
Ah, Mel. You are looking healthy. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Almost always do. Mel kind of just nods and like keeps. Now that everybody has left the like front yard of Keith's place, Mel starts heading towards the car that she showed up in.
Work good, Hannah? Work going well?
Works fine, Lane. What the hell are you doing at a crime scene?
Well,
This is a crime scene?
yeah. Sorry to invite you over to get implicated in a new crime.
Are you joking?
Oh, yeah, totally. No, it's fine. We're just visiting our buddy Kyle. So
She just looks past you at the front door with police do not cross tape over the front of it. It's like, okay.
Hannah, could we give my friends a lift, perhaps? Is that okay?
Sure, yeah.
I don't want to put you out.
Sure.
I've got my
How's
car. Lane, what do you
yeah, we have,
Hey, Hannah.
we have a car.
Yeah, no, Uncle, I can give people a ride, but do you want me to just drop you with Sal?
Sal, did you get the insurance sorted out on your car? I know that was something that was on your list of to do. Did you make it?
Yeah. It's fine. I mean, it was weird trying to explain to them why I had to add 3 other people to it who aren't living with me. But it's, it's fine. It
Complicated
got sorted.
situations
It's okay.
happen all the time, my friend. But you, Yingle, I knew you would be able to get it done. Hannah, Kitsala, thank you. I will go with my friends. Do you think you could possibly look after my bag? I don't know if there will be space in Sal's car for it.
Sure, of course I can.
Thank you
I can
ever
drop
so
it at
much.
your place if you'd like.
That would be wonderful, Hannah. I hope you have a lovely evening, and next time we'll share some food. You look like you need to eat.
Thank you.
Would you like a Werther's original? And he starts digging in his pockets.
Sure, Uncle. Thank you. You go to get out of the car, and there's one last Uncle. You dropped the phone.
The phone, of course.
Thank you.
So many phones these days. Everybody needs one.
Pulls
Now
the
I
car
have
closed.
2.
Pulls the door closed.
Has Mel left?
Mel has gotten into her car.
Oh, okay. Kiera was just hanging back, like waiting to find out which car we were getting into. Okay.
You do get like a wave from Hannah out the window as you are coming off of the front yard. But the window does kind of roll back up as Hannah heads out to go and drop off Esau's luggage at home and kind of leave you as your whatever business you have as a group, and also to get Esau caught up on the plan. What do y'all want to do?
How was the trip, Esau?
I mean, look, I had a good time. It wasn't for the best of reasons. Miriam, she's been having a rough time of late. Her husband has gone back to God, but she's left on her own. But the weather was beautiful. Who could say no to Miami? What a wonderful place it is, full of mensch. Everybody having a good time. The beaches are beautiful. You should go, Lane, sometime, boy chick. You should make it down there. The palm trees are wonderful.
Sounds nice. Sounds warm.
It was a lovely breeze, 70 degrees every day. I didn't even have to wear my cardigan the whole time. I was on my way back up. I had to get it out and put it on.
Well, it's good that you have it on, even though it's scorching hot here at this crime scene, if you know what I'm saying. We'll fill you in.
It's scorching hot. It's like 40 degrees.
No, it's a hot crime scene.
I understand. Yes, maybe we should perhaps go somewhere else. Maybe we could go get a little nosh.
I'll grab your arm under your elbow and just sort of like start walking you towards Sal's vehicle.
Boy chick, you're a mensch. You're a mensch, and never let anybody tell you otherwise.
Thank you, sir.
Sweet, you're getting in Sal's car to go where?
It's a really good question.
Yeah. I mean
Sal will pick up the phone and be like,
Yeah? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
well, I mean, I mean, the officer has basically found the other half of the body that you left behind. So I think we should probably go and talk about it.
I think that's behind us at this point, Sal. I mean, why relive the past when we've got this right in front of us? And what I'm thinking is that this all seems to be some sort of transmogrification magic. I mean, we've seen rituals before. This has got to be a ritual, right? What the hell is this thing? Look, if we're going to do anything right now, my suggestion, and certainly it's up for discussion, is reaching out to Miles and see if Miles has ever heard of anything about this or knows what the hell's going on.
Every time Lane is gesturing, there is the rustle of a canvas half of a body inside his jacket pocket.
Oh, and there's this, Esau, and I'll pull it out and I'll unravel it and hand it to him. It's highly detailed.
It's unraveled. You can see that same...
Yeah, I'm driving to Miles's place.
Sure.
But
sure.
Wojciech, just so I'm clear, you have half of a person in your pocket? Is this...
That's what we think. It's hard to say.
This is your idea?
Person or not.
And you stole this from a coroner's up from the
It's
morgue?
an investigation. I mean, we needed, this is a lead. Theft is the implication.
And this struck you as a good idea.
With, you think of theft, you're like, I'm going to take something and I'm going to keep it. It's going to be mine. And really what's happening here is sort of like a borrowing situation until we solve this mystery. And then we put it back. Maybe if we're lucky, we can even reverse the whole thing.
Like Hannah borrowed your heart. I understand.
And someday it could be mended back whole. Perhaps.
Hope springs eternal for us all, Lane. Hope springs eternal for us all.
Thank you, sir.
I will also remind you, it is quite late at night. So, it's decently late at night. So, the archive, Ambuscade Coast Archive, where you know that Miles works, is probably closed for the evening. But if you're wanting to stop by Miles, are you wanting to go to Miles's house, or do you want to wait until do you want to do something else in the evening, or do you want to wait until jump cut to the morning and you go and visit the archive specifically?
What night of the week is it right now?
It is a Friday night.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Where would Miles be right now if not at the archives? Miles likes to sing. I mean, what do we know about Miles? He karaoke fan.
Yeah, Miles is a very so hot.
Loves to sing sea shanties. We know that, right?
This is true. Miles is a very dedicated historian that works at the Ambuscade Coast Archives. He is very energetic, specifically about history. When it comes to extracurricular things outside of the archives, he is much more reserved, much more, I'm gonna sit by the kettle and make everybody tea and just kind of chill. So when he's not at work, he is probably at home, which he does have a house a couple of blocks away from the archive. But you don't. I think you know Miles pretty well. You think that he lives by himself in his own place. That's usually where his Friday nights are spent, possibly watching historical movies.
All of this being true, Lane has a very different view of who Miles is in terms of there's something more going on. This is all just sort of he's putting us on. I know that he's in a group that sings sea shanties. He's on the road half the year. I've got this because the piracy thing. I'm very interested in it, and he seems to know quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Is that where the team's headed?
I mean, is it too late?
It's up to you.
Esau, isn't it a little past your bedtime? I mean, should we table this for tomorrow? What should we do here?
I mean, look, it's Friday night. Maybe I should be at home, but I had time to rest on the train. It's not like it was a particularly tiring journey for me. I wasn't driving the train. I did offer. The young man seemed lovely, but apparently he was fine. So I look. Maybe we let Miles enjoy his Friday night. It's a day of rest tomorrow. Maybe we get a little nosh before
Tony's
everybody
Tacos
gets
is
some
open.
rest.
Tony's
I
Tacos
do
is
love,
open.
do love tacos, and Tony has always been very good to me in terms of, keeping the milkshake separate from the meat. And let's. I think maybe some tacos would be lovely. Maybe we go get some of those.
Tacos it is.
Love it. Every location transition in this game comes with food.
Yes.
Yes. Great. Another brief pit stop at Tony's Tacos to pick up some food, and then you head across town towards Ambuscade Coast Archives and towards Miles's home. As you arrive, it is one of those kind of like one-story. I think is it Queen Anne houses that have like the lovely kind of lattice work eaves at the front, and you can see it is a very like well-maintained house that from the outside looks very like prim and proper residential. As you get out of the car and head towards the front doors, probably everybody except for Esau, because hearing aids, the three of you can hear the sounds of an extremely loud TV playing, you think, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
Perfection.
You like knock on the door and then the sound very quickly shuts off. And there is a lot of fast movement towards the front door, a number of sort of like, sorry, one moment, sorry, a number of chains moving and doors, locks unlocking, and then the door gets pulled open by Miles Donahue, your team's ally for your various monster and artifact hunting ambitions. As I said, Miles is like the local historian, is a British gentleman in like his mid-50s, probably. Also has like the classic archivist glasses on, very, very well put together kind of haircut that is at the moment slightly messy because you think that maybe there was a hat there moments ago that has now been very quickly taken off. And you can see that he has like pulled the door aside and still has like a very like a peasant's blouse and a cool sash and like tight pants on. You know that there is currently like the pirate history of the Ambuscade Coast that is currently the main exhibit going on at the archives. There were a number of sort of like smugglers and various like thieving individuals that kind of went up and down this particular part of the region. And it seems like either Miles didn't get changed from leaving the archive or has been like investing in some other research at home. But when the door opens and he sees that it's like the four of you, you see that his eyes kind of go a little bit wide, and then he looks at the group of you and like, oh, hello, pleasure. Well, pleasure. What's not typically stopping by quite this late? Is something wrong?
Miles, Bubala, how are you? You're looking healthy. I like this. This outfit is very nice. Would you like a Werther's original?
Thank you. No, it's a relatively realistic recreation. There's a number of very, very good linen workers further down the coast that I was reaching out to for sort of a most accurate portrayal of what a real Ambuscade Coast pirate might have looked like back in the day. I mean, there were only a handful of them. There were maybe like 20 or 30 at most. But
Miles, Bobby, is this work you are doing on the Shabbos? Is this what you're doing? Or is this for your own enjoyment? I mean, you seem to be having a good time, and I love to see you love things. It is amazing. It is wonderful.
Well, when you love what you do, you work very, very, very hard at it. A little bit of both, I suppose, Esau.
Miles, do you want to let us in? We brought tacos.
Oh, of course. Yes. Come on in. Pulls the door and also kind of. Oh, yes.
Kiera manifests a perfect sword for the era. It's not the sword that we've seen through the last day. It's entirely different, and she just hands it to him.
Just a full like cutlass.
Perfect for the era. She goes, not a historical replica.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Malik,
by all means,
you are amazing. Always amazing.
Miles would have rushed off to further into the house, but is now walking very carefully with this extremely delicate artifact that you put in his hands, and kind of walks partway down the hallway. Like, I'll just put this away. The office is through there, and gestures with his head and through one room, and disappears elsewhere. You head into the office, which is very much the living room of this particular residential home, and you can see like a huge plasma screen TV on one wall that is currently set to off, but there is a fresh bowl of popcorn that has been like half eaten on one of the main tables. You know that there is other furniture and things that kind of folds out into more of like a workspace here, but this room is mostly dedicated to historical research, by which I mean themed movies that Miles likes to spend a lot of time watching. Miles is also a very good historian, but enjoys the kind of lavish, outlandish versions of the various eras of history that movies can provide. So there's like a number of like DVD racks along either side of the plasma screen that have, there are pirate movie section, the like cowboy western movies, of a bunch of like historical romance movies that are categorized by like era rather than by alphabetical, all that kind of stuff. But you make yourselves comfortable, and Miles comes back kind of minus a sash and is like properly buttoned up the shirt that he's wearing and kind of buttoned up the cuffs again. It's like, right, sorry, I take it that if you are here for this late in the evening, that there's something you need help with?
Right. And I will kind of push some things off of his dining table and lay the canvas down and roll it out. First impressions?
First impressions, it's beautiful, incredible detail work. And he kind of pulls his glasses up a little bit closer and gets very close to the actual canvas itself to try and like inspect the paintwork on it. It's like, fascinating. It almost kind of reaches behind him for various items and pulls out like a magnifying glass to kind of get a closer look at things. Like, it almost looks hand painted, but that can't be the case, could it?
I move over, kind of behind him, over his shoulder. I'm trying to look through the magnifying glass too. I'm whispering in his ear, yeah, it sure does. Looks.
Where did you find
odd.
it?
It was attached to it was.
What we're trying to say is that he ripped off half of a body that had been turned to this.
So
right.
What?
Yes, this was a body. They stole it from the morgue. I wasn't there, Miles. Have you tried these Baja tacos? I've never been to California, but
yeah. Miles takes like 2 steps away from the table at that point, puts the magnifying glass like in his pocket. It's like, sorry, this was on a dead body?
It was attached
this is
to
a dead
it.
body.
We think.
What?
I've never seen some of this before.
Right.
Obviously, something strange has happened, something weird, which is sort of our forte.
Yes.
Is it possible that a body could be turned into a painting? Or like half a body? Because the other half is still at the morgue and still looks normal.
I mean, I suppose, as far as I understand, there are many, many strange things that you have interacted with in the past, but I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know of, I don't know of any particular news reports or any situations that have come across Serpentine before, certainly. I mean, I can look into it by all means and see what information I can find out, but this does not seem to be at first glances, at first recollect, this does not seem to be a local phenomenon. I certainly haven't heard about anything like this before. I would say that this, whatever has caused this, would have to have been brought in from somewhere else.
Or like Italy, maybe?
I mean, maybe, perhaps. But sorry, Italy in particular?
Well, we did find some additional clues associated with the unfortunate deceased person here, who, by the way, their name is Kyle.
Oh.
But nonetheless, we found some packaging, a bit of a address to a courier service that we think is located in Italy. Olivari Couriers.
Olivari?
Yeah, have you heard of them?
Yes, no, those I know. Those are, they have quite a reputation for finding particularly high-end pieces. Not so much, certainly art pieces and things more along that line of work. I could certainly reach out to them and see if they've sent anything this way potentially. I've gotten quotes from them in the past for other archive items or for detailed descriptions of other things that I can add to various displays, but I could certainly ask them if they've sent anything around this way.
I think we'd be interested to know what they might have sent and to who. All we have is a P.O. box.
Oh, okay. Yes, by all means. Can I get that number from you? And
Yes.
I just grab the document and make note of the PO box that they sent it to. Certainly, I can reach out to them. If they did send something, I will. The main thing in terms of looking into something like this, if it is a particular piece or a particular item that they've sent this way, if we have any idea of a name, that would be particularly useful, of whatever it is that they sent, or of the artist or creator, craftsman, that sort of thing, I would be able to look into fairly quickly.
Well, we do believe it was a document of some kind.
Very helpful, absolutely. Certainly helps limit the amount of things. I mean, quite a few things come through Serpentine anyway, so certainly helps limit the amount of options. Great.
You don't think this has anything to do with pirates, do
you? You can see he heads over to one section of most recent texts and tomes that he's been looking through for various for putting together the current display at the archives, and kind of starts flipping through a couple of things. I don't recall. I mean, I certainly don't recall any tales of anything like this coming through this area. But I mean, if it does, I can certainly have a look. There's no, as far as I can tell, there's no modern pirates on the Ambuscade coast. There's potentially some modern thieves, modern smugglers, but not buccaneer-style piracy still in the modern era. A lot of that tends to be more stealing things online, frankly.
Smugglers, you say?
Yes. I mean, most places that are trade hubs or transport hubs, much like Serpentine, have that sort of underbelly to them.
Miles, I find it so interesting that you know so much about smuggling. I'd love to hear more sometime.
I have a passing interest in matters of historical fact, and I know that most places like this area would have that sort of industry to them. Do I have a personal contact in the smuggling world? No. Do I understand some of the ins and outs of how that relationship might work to some employers? Perhaps. Have I ever smuggled something into the archives? No.
I think
Fair.
one of the things that Wojciech here forgets is that we are living in history. History starts the moment it passes us by. And the day will come when someone will look back on today as a thing that happened 100 years ago, and it will become a historical mention in somebody's essay at high school.
You think it'll get mentioned in historical texts?
Hope springs eternal for us all.
I will say it's also a double-edged sword of sorts to be noteworthy in history.
It is. There was an old man told me once that one of the great curses for his people was, "May you live in interesting times."
Mm-hmm. Indeed. I will also point out, Lane, if at the mention of various smuggling things and Lane's potential interest in avenues of smuggling, you all as a team do have a smuggling connection in Serpentine. You have a person that you can reach out to, who you would know. Their name is Piper, is your like main smuggling person that you know exists in that kind of world. If you are wanting someone that has more hands-on information about that kind of stuff.
Fair.
But at the moment, Miles is very like, absolutely, I can get in touch with the courier service and see if we can work out what they sent this way. Certainly reaching out as a like established in like as an establishment of like historical note in Serpentine will have a little bit more weight to it than like random civilian trying to find out what packages got sent over here. But yes, is there anything else you want to work out with Miles?
Kiera, what are you going to do with that sword?
Sorry?
Your sword. What do you get?
My sword?
The cutlass.
She manifests. Oh, the other one? Oh, well, I gave it to Miles.
Yes, I assumed it was a donation to the archive.
Well, I thought, what a gift for you. You were lacking a sword.
Oh. I see.
thought.
That's more a matter of choice and practical
Well, now you have
capacity
one.
to wield a sword.
Oh, sorry. And she manifests some form of holder sheath, etc. For like belt for the sword.
Yeah.
Sorry, completely forgot.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It does take it off you. Yes, wonderful. Of
I
course.
tell you, Miles, the cutlass is a lot of fun. Like I was a bit of a sabrieur in my youth when I was a younger man. It's you know fencing, you're familiar, but it's more fun than fencing. It's more acrobatic. You should look into it. I'm sure you've got some manuals somewhere in the archives.
Yeah, well, there's a sword fighting class in town. Actually, I had briefly skimmed, but I don't know that they actually appreciate you bringing real weapons.
No, but I'm sure they would have a practice sword of some sort for you. It's good for your heart as well. It's good for your health. You should exercise. It's good fun.
Why would you have not a real sword?
In case you kill someone, Kiera. It starts eating a taco.
That is
the Baja fish tacos are good, right, Miles? They like amazing flavors. These Californians, they do incredible things with very fresh vegetables. I am amazed every time. And they always taste so fresh.
Yes. Anything else you'd like to do?
So we have him looking into things for us. We've shared tacos.
For sure. He's going to look into Oliveri, but obviously that's going to take some time zones and things. So there's probably something more to come back to like tomorrow afternoon or something.
It's getting late. And, it's past Esau's bedtime and certainly past mine. Maybe we should head home for the night.
Home sounds like a good idea. Let's, Sal, are you okay to drive? You're going to be good?
Yeah, I can drive everyone home. That's fine. No problem.
You're Miles, thank you for your hospitality. It is always wonderful to see you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Make sure you get some rest tomorrow, yeah?
Of course. Thank you. Cool. You all head out with Sal in the driver's seat, dropping folks around. Do you have an idea of where you want to go in the morning, or is your main thing that you want to get back in touch with Miles once he's looked into the courier service? Is that your main lead, or do you have other stuff you want to look into?
Great question. We have the whole weekend ahead of us.
This is true.
There's probably some garden parties to attend and such. I know that I have a big work week next week with all these damn cameras I have to install.
This is true.
Wasn't there a second location for the second body?
There was, yeah. So there was but it was more of an alleyway in town. You would know where that is from having looked at both of the files. But it's less of a house address and more just this particular area of town.
I feel like checking out the alleyway could be a good idea.
Cool.
Kiera will also turn to Lane and be like, "Did you want a sword? I gave you a sword."
I have a spear at the house.
I definitely gave you a sword. I can give you another one. Same era, if you want.
Sure. Yeah, I'd love one.
Kiera, in the backseat of Sal's car, manifests a massive Viking sword.
Like a Zweihander, or
100%. It's huge.
Yeah.
Just the psh of a breaking window.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the... Oops, sorry. Oops.
That's okay.
Kiera, Marla, where are you going?
Having a conversation.
You're breaking windows in Sal's vehicle. He's already paying for the insurance for all of us.
And the gas.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting to try to explain to the insurance company.
$200? $225?
Yeah, well, I mean, good thing I know a guy, but oh boy.
I'm gonna DM Ruby in the break.
How many swords can I pretend I have?
Kiera goes, "Do you want me to?" Well, I guess he tries to kind of hand it to. It doesn't quite fit in the car.
Hold on.
No, it's fine.
Watch the ear. Watch the ear. Okay.
I'll and then can toss it away if you like. She's like, "But I already gave you one of those."
I just have this image of Lane being dropped off at the end of his driveway, and as Sal and the rest of the gang kind of drive away, he's just standing there with this massive sword, just waving as they drive off, and then he turns and sort of drags it up the driveway towards the house.
Carving a line in your driveway. Absolutely. Cool. Well, I think with having chatted to Miles, and with that as some information that you want to reach out into the next day, and potentially going and checking out the alleyway as well, although that sounds like folks are going to head home and take a quick nap before you go and investigate that. One active crime scene is enough for one evening, I think we've decided. I'll actually say let's go ahead and take our halftime break now, and then we can come back to the next day after the break and see what other parts of the mystery you'll get into.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ruby. We will be back in just a couple minutes, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Hello, everyone. We're back. And Alan had to sign off just because there's some fuckery going on with the some internet business over in wherever he is in the world. So we'll bring him back next time for the rest of this adventure. But so far, we're in the meantime, we're going to forge ahead, Ruby. So I'll hand it back to you, and we can dive back into the story.
Absolutely. We will continue to forge ahead. We are going to basically jump cut to the next day in Serpentine, to Saturday morning. For the three of you, I know that you were getting in touch with Miles about researching Oliveri couriers. That's probably going to be probably take at least most of a day, so you probably wouldn't want to check back with Miles until the afternoon. But you had also discussed potentially going and checking out the alleyway elsewhere in town where you know that Kyle's body was found. And when you go to check in on the group chat about what's the plan, what's going on, how are we meeting up, usually you would all get exactly what just happened. You would all get picked up by Sal and head out into town, and you're not hearing anything from him. What do you want to do?
I'll send a message to the group text. What's the plan? ? Smiley face. Are we getting together today? ? Devil head emoji. With smile, the smiling devil.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kiera sends one back and says yes.
Great.
The message from Soul comes through. Hello, my friends. I am looking forward to spending some time with you today. Maybe we can go for a walk around some of the alleyways of our fine, beautiful city. Has anyone heard from Sal? I have not. Thank you, Esau.
I love him. Kiera, I haven't heard from Sal. Kiera doesn't have a car. Kiera, we would know if either.
Yeah,
and obviously we've got Hannah. Lane, do you have a car?
Oh, you're on mute.
You're on mute. Yes.
I will text back. Yes, the Audi is available.
Sounds good. Or I can catch bus.
I'll be there in 5. Esau, you next.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you coming to pick me up in your very nice car. Make sure that that Kiera puts on her safety belt. Sometimes these things can be overlooked. Thank you, Esau.
By the time that text comes through, we've arrived at Esau's house. No safety belt.
Perfect. Absolutely. The three of you gather up in Lane's Audi and make your way. I'm guessing make your way to the alley. Is that where you're headed next? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, slow roll down the alleys for sure.
Yeah, cool. It's pretty clear once you get to the section where, you have an understanding from looking at the case, the autopsy report of where this body was found, and you can also see as you kind of do the slow as slow as you can be in the main business district of Serpentine, you pull past a couple of alleyways and manage to spot the particular section of it, because you can see there is still the remnants of kind of crime tape on the edges of one of the dumpsters nearby. I'm realizing that's a very Resident Evil coded. There's a flash of yellow that means it's an important object to interact with. But you can see, you can see the alleyway is kind of more in the still in the main CBD, but more in the kind of mattress storage district of town, a little bit on the outskirts, but it still gets a decent amount of traffic through. Are you parking up and going and checking it out?
Yeah, I'll park in front of the, there's a little diner or something. I'll park in front of the diner.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
And then
More
get
food?
out. I'll jump out and I'll run around to Esau's door and I'll open the door for him. Here you go. All right. Easy now. All right. Pull him up.
Absolutely. Yeah, you park in front of the diner, and by the time you get to the alleyway, you've all got some pie. There's food with every location transition we've established. Absolutely. Coffee, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And you get to out into this alleyway. It looks, it is in the evening, you would imagine it's not the best lit kind of area of town. It's not a main thoroughfare necessarily, but there are a number of kind of buildings that back onto this area, and like a number of kind of garages and things like that where people bring trash out to the dumpster and that kind of thing. What would you like to do? You can see there is, like I said, a bit of lingering kind of do not cross tape on one edge of the dumpster. And you can see like the place is like messed up and kind of has a lot of wear and tear, but it's unlike going through Keith's house where you're like, this is out of place in a regular residential home. You're in kind of the back parts of buildings. This could be something suspicious. This could just be general wear and tear over time in this kind of area. What would you all like to do?
I think Esau is going to go and just in something that from the outside looks very much like an old man just kind of wandering through with his walking stick, but it's really more of like an investigation of the area, using the walking stick as something to like move bits and pieces around. Kind of a, like I'm thinking like a sharp roll of some description.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll to investigate a mystery for me. Roll plus sharp.
Okay. So given that this is my first roll ever in Monster of the Week, it's 2d6 added together plus my modifier. Brilliant. That's 11.
Hell yeah! Excellent. That's an 11. That's a complete success. Incredible. So with that means that you get a hold of two. Sorry. So you get two uses or two opportunities to ask any of the questions on the investigator mystery list, which are as follows: what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here? Now, obviously, if you ask a question that you have no possible way of finding out in this place, I will let you know that. But this is whatever information you can get from these questions will be relevant to what you are investigating. So this is what you pick up from your general sweep of the area, picking through it with the end of your cane. What would you like to know?
I think for me, one of the more important questions would be, where was this thing going? Like, where did it go afterwards? Because, like, the other questions are interesting, but we're trying to solve the thing here, not write its biography.
Absolutely. For sure. Do you have an idea of what you want your other question to be yet, or are you wanting to hold on to it until you know the answer to that one?
I feel like my initial sort of push would be towards what is being concealed here.
Cool. Absolutely.
But I feel like in this context at the moment, that is quite a broad spectrum. And while I have never believed that the players are contesting the GM, I do believe that giving the GM too much leeway in how they answer a question isn't necessarily that helpful for the players.
Absolutely. Well, as I will let you know, my job is the keeper 100%. I'm here to be your biggest fans. I'm here to help you solve this mystery. I'm never interested in I have to play the bad guys, but I'm not gonna be actively misleading or like avoiding giving you information. If you ask a question and this is a place you can find that out, I will for sure let you know. And certainly those two things you will definitely be able to gather from this place. While you're looking around, there are, in terms of what is being concealed here, I only ask both questions so that I could give it a narrative train. But when it comes to what is being concealed here, there's a number of like back ends of businesses here that have like cardboarded up windows. This seems like the kind of part of town where people are like, I don't want folks checking out my stuff. A lot of these lead into back offices. There are things that have not necessarily intentionally been concealed, but things that have been concealed just by the progress of time between when the whatever altercation happened and now. And looking around the space, you can see, you find one thing that has kind of like been caught in the edge of like a barbed wire, not a barbed wire, of like a chain link section of fencing nearby, that you can see is a business card for for Fisher Storage, FISCHER Storage, which you know is like a local like rent a storage unit facility here in Serpentine. It looks like this business card hasn't been here that long. So you have reason to believe that it's been there for there was rain maybe like 4 days ago. And it seems pretty dry. So you think that it's probably been here fairly recently. The other thing that you see that is being concealed here is, as you are looking around, you spot like a section of kind of brick wall for one of these buildings where one of the loose bricks has been pulled out. And in the gap where it was in the wall, you see a fairly familiar GoPro that is currently pointed like down the alleyway looking at this particular section of the street.
As in the one that Sal was handling last night?
Yeah.
Is that just because they're just the same make and model?
I think that you can tell that it's got the like a couple of scrapes and a couple of like dings and things that you're like, oh, this was from when we put it in this particular place. That this happened on this particular investigation. This seems to be Sal's GoPro.
I'm going to immediately look around and try to figure out, are we getting ourselves into a bad situation?
For sure. Hold on. Oh, I heard you there, Lane, but I will say, yes, qualifying question first, Esau. What do you want?
So my qualifying question is, while this is very useful to know and very grateful for it, my qualifying question is there any indication of why this alleyway was chosen for the body drop or the murderous event? Sure. And can I tell whether or not the body was dumped there or whether or not the murder took place there? Like that was kind of that was my read on what is being concealed.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I will say as well, like, fine, no, for sure. And Monster of the Week has a lot of like, hey, if it's reasonable for you to work this out in the situation, don't worry about rolling for it, and I can give you that information when you ask, for sure. I would say that you don't find any particular evidence in this area of this being like a particularly good location for something like this to have happened. I think your impression of this space is more like this would be a decent like crime of opportunity place, in the sense of like it's probably pretty dark at night. If you got jumped or something here, this would be like a kind of place that's a bit out of the way. But I don't think that it strikes you as a like, and I'm going to leave it here because people from the diner will be able to see it, or like this is right in the way of a security camera. Like it doesn't have any particular appeal in that sense. Lane, go ahead and roll to read a bad situation for me. While you are making that roll, I will also describe what other information Esau gets for where did it go. As you are looking around this particular crime scene, you also see signs of some of the like moss and various grime and things that have accumulated on like on the street or on the pavement around here. You see these like almost like drag marks through some parts of that moss. Occasionally it looks like it is has the arrangement of like fingers dragging through moss, and occasionally you can see the end of like a footprint or the edge of a sole of a foot moving through this kind of dirt and grime, and you can see a streak of it that leads back to behind the dumpster. And like kind of up on the wall, like midway up from where the dumpster is. That's where you think whatever was here has gone, aside from, you know, people that were investigating the crime scene and officers and things that have been walking through here. Lane, what did you get on your read a bad situation?
I got a 9, so I think that gets me a hold 1.
That is a mixed success unless anybody else would like to help out. I would say Esau is probably a bit busy investigating right now. So Kiera, if you would like to help out, you totally can.
That is a... Oh, am I adding anything to it?
That is plus cool.
Okay, cool. And 11.
11, that's a complete success. So you get a +1 to your read a bad situation as Esau is busy moving around, keeping an eye on the crime scene. The two of you are like, okay, but wait, problem? And immediately start scouting over the top of things to see what else might be going on. With a 10, you get a hold of 3 for read a bad situation, which also has a number of different options you can pick from, including what's my best way in, what's my best way out, are there any dangers we haven't noticed, what's the biggest threat, what's most vulnerable to me, and what's the best way to protect the victims. And while you are acting on those answers, you get a +1 ongoing, so a +1 to any subsequent rolls while that answer is relevant. So what would you like to know as you are quickly scanning this alleyway?
Are there any dangers that we haven't identified or noticed yet?
Absolutely. You taking a very quick scan of the alleyway, I think upon seeing this GoPro, you're immediately like, this was here to pick up something, and you know that if Sal was the one that put this here, he has a fairly keen investigative mind for searching out strange things. And you kind of look in the direction that this GoPro is kind of pointing down the alleyway. And as you see Esau kind of moving closer over to the dumpster, sort of following the trail of these drag marks, you hear a bang against a wall of the dumpster, and you can see the edge of the dumpster kind of shift out from the wall slightly, as if something has smacked it from between the wall and the back of the dumpster.
Esau, look out!
Like something that's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, look out! And I'm gonna look at Kiera and
thank you,
Race.
Yeah,
Race in
Kiera's
his
gonna
direction.
sprint over, sword.
Absolutely. There is another slam against the side of the dumpster, and you can see with a wildly inhuman force, this dumpster is about to rocket outwards and basically knock Esau over from where it currently is. If one of you would like to roll to protect someone to try and stop Esau from getting hurt, you are welcome to.
Yes.
Go for it. Go ahead and roll tough.
That is 13.
Yeah, incredible. That is another complete success, and you get an extra effect. So with a 10 plus, you suffer all or some or all of the harm that the other individual was going to get. And with a 10 plus, you can also choose one of the following options. You suffer little harm, which means you take -1 harm from whatever is going to hurt you. All impending danger is now focused on you. You inflict harm on the enemy, or you hold the enemy back. Which of those would you like?
I'm gonna go with wait, can you run them through again?
Yeah, so you suffer little harm, which means you take -1 harm from whatever was going to be injury you were going to take.
Yeah. I get one of these.
You get one of them. You hurt the enemy back, so you manage to do some harm to them. You hold the enemy back, so you can kind of keep them at bay somewhat. Or all impending danger is now focused on you.
I'll go with hold the enemy back.
Cool, great. So you rush up to go and try and protect Esau, and I think the main way you do it is just holding the other end of the dumpster and slamming it back against the wall. As you rush in between Esau and the dumpster, you can feel this intense slamming and rattling coming from the other side of the dumpster, as if something is battering its hands against the back wall of the dumpster, but you have pinned it back against the brick wall behind it and are currently managing to hold it in place. What do you all want to do?
I think I have a hold that I would like to maybe apply to this situation. It's what's the best way to protect my friends or protect the victims, which I feel like we could be victims in a blink of an eye here.
Absolutely fair. Best way to protect the victims? I think at this point you can tell that what Kiera is currently doing, as in like holding whatever is this force is, holding that at bay is keeping people pretty safe, but also it's stopping you from getting any more information. Like, you can't see what the cause of this thing is. You've just kind of reacted in the moment. So while that is helpful, it is also limiting in some regard. For Esau in particular, or for all of you, I mean, at this point, because you don't have much information, your best way to protect the victims is kind of just to get out of here is your main best answer, because you don't know enough about what is actually happening to know any deeper detail.
Okay, and the implication is that there's something in the dumpster. Is that correct?
From Kiera's perspective, it doesn't necessarily feel like there's something in the dumpster. It feels like there's something behind the dumpster, which also doesn't quite make sense because it is flat against the wall.
Strength-wise, does it feel like a human being, or does it feel
at the moment
unnatural?
It feels like a person is like slamming their hands against the back wall of the dumpster, and the longer that you hold onto it, you feel the force of whatever this is increasing. Like, you feel 2 hands slam, and then you feel 4 hands slamming all at once, and then it goes to 6 hands. It is increasing exponentially as you are holding onto it.
I'm going to step in front of Esau and the wall, just to get in between them, as I think that's the best way at this point to protect the old man, but still try to get some information. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to move to the side of the dumpster, and I'm going to look behind it and go, what in the hell is going on? And I'm going to look back there and see what I can see.
Absolutely. You look back there, and like between the tiniest sliver of a gap between the dumpster and the brick wall, it is a very difficult angle to work out what is fully happening. But from what you can see, there is, like, right in the center at the back of the dumpster, you can see the edges of what looks to be a piece of like canvas that is kind of like wedged in between the wall and the back of the dumpster. In addition to that, you can see the edges similar to when you looked at like the edge of Kyle's body and you saw that kind of like clean break to the texture of it. You can see what is now like dozens of branching off pieces of that same kind of edge from that piece of paper that are now like flickering backwards and forwards, and every time they hit the dumpster, they are hitting with the force of a full like arm. You can't see, again, it's hard to quite tell from this perspective because what you're looking at is essentially like the edge of a piece of canvas, but you can see all these extra branching pieces from this canvas smacking against the dumpster. Kiera, can you please roll to act under pressure for me to see if you can hold on to this dumpster?
I was thinking if Esau had moved that I would let the dumpster go.
No, you're welcome to just let go if you want.
Yeah, as long as I wasn't in the way. As long as none of us were in the way of it going, I was going to let it go.
Sure.
There's something back here.
Actually, you know what? I should converse with Lane first. Yeah. What can you see?
There's hello, who's back here? There's somebody back here. Another flat one.
Just constant smacking on the back of the dumpster.
I think they're getting
Doesn't
crushed.
seem to hear any voices.
Someone's getting crushed?
I think so. Let's Esau, what do you got?
Kiera, now, do me a favor, would you? Your sword, it's part of you. It's unbreakable. Yes.
Yeah.
So Esau's going to take his walking stick and just make a little X about a foot away from the leading edge of the dumpster. Could you just put your sword into the ground here as a stop for the dumpster, and then we step behind it? Dumpster can come out a little. Maybe we get a better look at what's behind. Who's to know?
Yeah. I think
idea.
with like one hand on the dumpster, Kiera stabs her sword into the ground behind. Yeah.
Wonderful. You stab your sword into the ground as like a bit of a stopper for when you finally let go. And again, Kiera is extremely strong, and especially if you're preparing to let go of this thing in the first place, kind of shift along the edge to hold it with one hand as far outstretched as your arm will go, and then let the dumpster free. The moment Kiera is not holding this thing back, the dumpster flies forward with the force of being as if it had just been hit by a car. It straight out in front of you. It crumples almost entirely around the edge of Kiera's sword. There is a huge dent in the front of it now. And you hear the thundering stamping of these hands against it suddenly quiet down. But what you see in front of you that had been behind the dumpster, you see a piece of canvas that is maybe about like this big, that is currently swarming with limbs and hands and feet that are all starting to claw their way out of the front of this canvas. You see a hulking figure that is made of a jumble of body parts, some of them the skin is incredibly tight as if they are misfitting within it. Some parts of it hang horribly loose as if sections of it are still disappeared. And you see this creature pull itself out from the front of this canvas. Kiera and Esau, you see that mostly. Lane, from your perspective, you see the sides of this piece of canvas start to grow and grow out as the thing that emerges from it seems to still be, by some means, almost like two-dimensional. As it finally comes out to its full form, you hear the sound of half a dozen like cracking limbs as the body of this creature suddenly shifts around in front of you. And you can see that the front of this creature, though it is, from your perspective, it looks like real and manifest in the world in front of you. It also has that same hyper, ultra realistic rendering as if this thing were an immaculately created piece of art. And it is racing straight forward at you, Kiera. What do all of you want to do?
What in God's name?
I'm grabbing my sword. I don't think that thing's in God's name. Which one? Yeah, sword. Attack.
You want to try and hit it?
Yep.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead and roll to kick some ass.
Yeah, cool. Yep.
And it's roll plus tough.
Oh, terrible. 6.
That is a fail unless somebody wants to try and help out.
Esau, you want to swing your walking stick?
I can try and help out, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely. You're welcome to. Just go ahead and roll plus cool and let us know how you're trying to help out.
No.
What'd you get?
Oh no.
6.
That's also a fail. So here's so technically, Lane, if you think you have a way that you could also help out, you are welcome to try and help out too. But it's up to you if you think you have a thing in this moment or if you are just like, holy shit, what is happening?
I mean, this thing is dangerous. Obviously, Kiera has the warrior instinct and is attacking. Lane has been certified with his sidearm and currently has it on him. He's never really used it in a serious situation. So he looks down at it, he puts his hand on it, and he thinks about it, and then he pulls the handgun and takes a couple shots at this thing.
Incredible. Do you want to do this as a help out or as your own kick some ass roll?
I'll do my own kick-ass roll.
Okay, great. So in that case,
actually,
if you are not...
Ruby, if you would allow, I'm gonna take the shot, but I'm gonna do it in a way that maybe tries to, it's more helpful because it's gonna like distract this thing or gives Kiera a chance to move in.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
are you wanting to help out Kiera or Esau? Because both of them have failed. So one of them is going to have consequences depending on who you help.
I'm going to help Kiera on this one because they were the first one to spring into action.
Great. Go ahead and roll to help out.
All right. And this is a cool?
Yes, this is plus cool.
Okay, plus cool. I'm cool. Oh, I have a -1. All right, here we go. Ooh, that's a 6 total.
Triple sixes! Every life experience. Incredible. So with helping out, on a failure, you'll get for a failure on help out, you expose yourself to trouble or danger without helping, which I think is pretty obvious right now. But also on a failure for kick some ass, usually when it comes to fighting and kicking ass in Monster of the Week, you get to deal damage to a creature if you succeed, and they will always deal damage to you unless you have some other effect that's happening. On a miss with kick some ass, you get your ass kicked instead. You suffer harm or get captured, but don't inflict any harm back. So I think in this moment, Kiera, you go to like grab your sword to be ready to fight this thing, and it is just too wedged in place between the pavement and the dumpster that you go to grab it. Maybe on like the next moment you will have that opportunity, but you are off kilter just long enough for this thing to come sweeping in at you. Also, from your perspective, Lane, you go to try and take another shot at this thing to help Kiera out in this moment. It is incredibly hard to aim at this creature from your current angle. It looks almost like a piece of paper that is racing towards Kiera, and you go to fire in the general direction and don't manage to land a single shot. Esau, you were going in and also swinging was your way you were trying to help out? Swinging your cane? What were you trying to do?
I was really just trying to make sure that I was out of Kiera's way.
Right, absolutely. You go to try and like shift out of the way of the ongoing combat, and you see that the force of this creature suddenly rocketing towards everybody, its body is vast enough that it is able to swing out at Lane and Kiera at the same time, and in moving towards both of them, the dumpster again just slides across and like side checks you as you're trying to move out of the way of this whole confrontation. Esau, you take 1 point of harm. Kiera and Lane, you take 2 points of harm from actually getting attacked by this creature. If you have anything that says that it gives you armor, you get to reduce the amount of harm you are taking by the amount of armor that you have. Other than that, you are currently taking harm. If you get to 4 harm in Monster of the Week, you become unstable, which means you need immediate medical attention. And if you get 7 harm, you're dying and or dead. So you see this creature push the dumpster out of the way that smacks Esau to the side. You kind of managed to do what you wanted to do when you get out of the way in the moment with an additional dumpster. And as this creature races towards the two of you, you feel, from your perspective, Kiera, you feel this like collection of limbs slam into you with the force of being punched by like 5 different people at once. And from your perspective, Lane, you feel this incredibly severe like paper cut that just lashes across the side of your body and is searingly painful as you are standing in the alleyway. You don't hear, this creature doesn't have any obvious mouth that you can see. It doesn't suddenly scream in like fury and anger, but you see all of the limbs inside of this thing start shifting and changing around, and looks like it is going to try and make another swing. More so, it seems that a number of arms have come to the fore and are going to try and make a grab for Kiera. What would you all like to do?
I would like to not be grabbed.
Great. Are you wanting to just like run out of the way?
Yes, if I can't. Yes. If it's a dodge versus an attack, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you're wanting to, basically, if you're not trying to harm this thing, then you would be more so acting under pressure rather than kick some ass.
Gotcha. I mean, can I kick some ass back at it? Does that make sense? If it's coming towards me, can I take another swing?
Absolutely, you can.
Okay, cool. Okay, that is a 12.
Nice. Awesome. So with a complete success as well, you get an extra effect with a 10+.
More damage.
You manage to kick some ass, so you get to inflict some harm on it. and you have a number of options to choose from, including you can gain the advantage, so you can give a +1 forward to one of your hunters or to yourself. You can inflict terrible harm, which inflicts extra +1 harm to the thing that you're fighting. You can suffer less harm, so you would take -1 harm from whatever attack this thing is firing your way, or you can force them where you want them. So if you want to use that as your opportunity to be like, I'm just trying to get away from this thing and give yourself enough space to do that, you can definitely use that for that. What would you like to do?
I'll go with 1 harm. Yep.
Plus or minus?
The minus to less harm.
Less harm to you?
Yeah.
For less harm.
Yep.
Excellent. So how you're attacking with? What are you attacking with, and how much harm does it do?
What do you mean?
So what if you are kicking some ass?
Yeah.
What are you trying to hit it with?
Oh, I see. Sorry. Yes. So I'm hitting with my sword, which we realize now is a divine weapon. It seems to almost attempt to light itself on fire, and instead just starts kind of gently smoking. And as Kiera swings it through the air, it's sort of almost trailing mist more so than fire at this point in time. And it does 3 harm.
Amazing. Okay, great. For reference, most monsters also have the same amount of harm as our hunters do. So doing 3 harm is like a near deadly attack in most situations. Incredible. You slam your divine weapon into this creature, slicing across it. And you can hear, as it hits the creature, you hear the sound of like tearing fabric as it makes a cut across the front of what looks to be an enormous like flesh and limb monster in front of you. Can I also get you to roll? Actually, no, I don't think you need to roll for this. As you hit this creature, the parts of your sword that perhaps in other times might have been able to burst into flame that are now kind of just smoldering embers or tinier hot sections of the blade. You see, as it cuts into this creature, there is almost the tiniest extra bit of burn. And it's not so much that it is hurting the creature additionally. It's more as if someone is very gently blowing on the energy that would be the fire of this sword. You see it hit in contact with this creature, and there is almost this added energy that you see come across the blade as it makes contact. And then at the end of your swing, it dissipates. You suffer less harm, which means that as this creature goes to grab a hold of you with all of its various limbs, you are actually able to swing in such a way that it kind of like recoils from your blade. And I don't think you're able to work out what the attack would have been, but you end up suffering no harm. So you don't take any harm with -1 for that attack. Lane and Esau, what would you all like to do?
So Esau is going to lever himself up from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I give up this Russia. Yeah. And then I'm going to roll the kick some ass with a summoned minion.
Yes, hell yeah.
And because I want it to go off, I'm going to burn a point of luck to get the auto 12.
Okay, do you want to roll first, or are you just going with luck?
I'm just taking the luck.
Incredible. Absolutely.
You hear
no
this
risk
like deafening whistle. Like Esau puts 2 fingers in it, like in his mouth, and you hear this deafening whistle. And you see this like 6'6" giant, like 25-year-old guy built like a brick shithouse just sprint round the corner into the alley. Gabriel, get this mamsel. Look what he's doing to your granduncle. And that would be one of my grandnephews, who are my summoned minions for when I need to kick some ass.
is incredible. Okay. Excellent. I love that. Sorry, was it Gabriel? Was that the name?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, Gabriel is what his Goyish friends call him.
Great, wonderful. Incredible. This towering individual comes racing around the corner to also attack this creature for sure. Go ahead and roll to kick some ass for Gabriel as your summoned minion.
So technically speaking,
yes,
a summoned minion does 2 harm. Like it says, it's 2 harm, close, autonomous, messy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not quite sure how that.
Yep, so 2 harm, that's totally fine. It's still with kick some ass, I believe, unless you have, sorry, I'm just double checking the ability. Unless it says otherwise, you are still rolling to kick some ass with tough. So it would still be a tough roll. I don't have any, I don't roll dice in this game. I can only do stuff to you depending on how well you roll. So go ahead and roll on Gabriel's behalf.
Thank you very much, Solution, for the raid. Great to see you all. Thanks for being here.
Woo.
We're playing Monster of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
So Gabriel got an 8.
Okay, cool. So that is a mixed success, which means that Gabriel will be able to inflict harm and the creature will also inflict harm to Gabriel. Great. So Gabriel comes raised. Is Gabriel just punch things? Does Gabriel have a weapon?
No, Gabriel's a member of my family. We're good at these things. But so I think Gabriel would take a half a beat to see take in what's going on. He just heard the whistle and he happened to be passing by.
Absolutely.
There's often a member of my family somewhere relatively close by. But he's the kind of guy that carries an EDC. He's got an EDC pack. And so, he's just going to find something in his EDC. Maybe it's his Leatherman. He pulls it out. He, whips out the short but razor-sharp blade and just, goes to town tearing into this weird canvas thing. His granduncle's been into some weird shit in his time. This isn't the first time Gabe's had to deal with something bizarre.
Something extremely strange. Yeah, absolutely.
The family group chat for the nephews and the grandnephews is genuinely bizarre. It's on watch lists, but mostly because the FBI agents are are these guys fiction writers? Because it feels like they're fiction writers talking about weird shit.
Yeah, incredible. Wonderful. Gabriel races around the corner, Leatherman in hand, and again slashes at this creature, and you hear that same tearing sound as this attack finds its mark. The limbs of the creature lash out at them and manage to slam them backwards and into one of the walls of the alley in response, also doing 2 harm to Gabriel, which means that again most people have 7 harm trackers, so Gabriel is taking some hits but is not in a worrying situation. But as this attack hits, you can see from the front of this creature, there is a reverse turning of all of these limbs and body parts inside of this mass start to almost spiral and iris back in on themselves and look like they are starting to almost see an enemy from the edge of a rock, starting to recollect and try and gather itself back and away from what is happening. What would any of you like to do anything before it disappears?
Yes. I look over at the GoPro to make sure it's getting all of this.
Yep, for sure.
And then I reach down and grab the tripod that it's on and I pull it out and I give it a little holy shit, and then I turn it and I point it right at what's happening so we can fully capture all of the detail of what's happening.
Incredible. You start fully making sure that you get a good angle on this creature in the footage. Absolutely. Kiera or Esau, is there anything you want to do before? It seems like this creature is trying to retreat. It's taken a decent amount of damage. So is there anything you would like to do before it does so?
I think I'm good, really.
Cool.
Yeah. It's a collection of limbs, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. You watch as this creature kind of clusters back in on itself. Again, that same kind of sickening joint popping sound as the whole mass of this vast creature narrows and shrinks and condenses down to be able to squeeze itself back into the essentially silhouette or the outline of a piece of canvas that's about this big. And as this creature like slowly slinks back into this object, you see once the final like limbs of this creature have disappeared back beyond the edge of this piece of canvas, you see in or on the front of the canvas, you see the edge of a painting. You can see this is probably like the bottom or like a corner of this painting that you think is probably like the bottom left, because you can see glimpses of like grass and a tiny bit of like the trunks of trees in one section of it. And you can see that the creature, once it is beyond the like front of the piece of canvas, it continues to shrink into the image, but now it is more like you are watching a video or like watching a screen as this thing is shrinking away into the landscape beyond. It still seems huge. It seems like a monumentally vast creature, and as it shifts backwards further into the landscape, you see, in addition to the rest of the landscape becomes more clear as it actually shifts beyond the edge of the tear of this piece of paper and kind of vanishes off to the side of the landscape somewhere else. In addition to that, upon looking at the GoPro in front of you, you catch the very edge on like the torn part of the piece of paper. Lane, from your perspective, you catch on the GoPro what looks to be the corner of a similarly familiar coat that kind of disappears off the side of the painting at the same time that the creature does.
How familiar is this coat?
It's a coat that dropped you home last night.
What? You guys, Saul is in there?
Seems like.
Saul is in there. I reached down and grabbed what's this torn piece of canvas?
Mm-hmm. Like about that big. You can pick it up.
Yeah.
Regular paper. Or piece of canvas.
Can I break the plane of reality into it? Or is it just, if I tap it, it's just canvas?
It just seems to be a piece, like, just seems to be the front of a painting.
Okay, I saw Saul's jacket in there. I swear I saw it. It's on the GoPro. Hold on, I'll play it back for you.
Wojciech, Lane, yeah, don't be my sugar. Sal dropped us home last night. He's busy doing something. Who's to say?
No. Look at this. Can I replay it on the GoPro?
Yeah, absolutely.
As Lane's trying to do that, I'm going to go over to my granny.
Gabriel picking himself up off of the side of the alley.
Look, you got a little schmutz on you. Look, you're a good man, and you look after your granduncle. I appreciate you, but you need to go and rest. Get some. Look, I'll call your mother. I'll make sure she has some matzo ball soup for you. She'll take care of you. You go on home. Be a good
Thank
boy.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for your help.
Is this torn painting, this edge of a torn painting, is it the same size as the envelopes that we were looking at?
It looks like it probably would have fit, yeah. You, Lane, Gabriel absolutely like came in with a lot of bluster and they got slammed against an alley wall and was like, actually, I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna hit out. I'm a piece. And starts potentially too dramatically limping back out of the alleyway.
Gabriel, take it easy. Thank you.
Yeah. And Lane, as you are like scrolling, like back in scrubbing back in the GoPro footage, it's only for a couple of seconds, because for the most of the time the image on the piece of canvas is just entirely this vast creature. But at the very last moment, as the creature kind of moves off of the ripped edge of this canvas, you can see what looks to be the edge of Sal's coat that he was wearing on the night that you saw him last night.
Or what about if you rewind? What about if you rewind All the way back.
All the way back.
To-
Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
To when
Let's
it, to
go
when it
to the-
started.
Yep,
To when.
yep, okay.
To when,
Yep.
to when it was set up.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll show how he got in there.
Absolutely. You scrub all the way back through the footage, and you see what looks to be the very like. Would he have had time? Yeah, I think he's diligent enough that you don't go so far back that the crime scene footage is still on there. That he's already like put onto a separate computer and cleared it out.
Please tell me at least that there's some images of him like practicing his kata, like in front of the GoPro.
I will say, just in the interests of technical accuracy, the way that a GoPro sets up is that each file is distinct, and you can go back to a file menu to see
great.
thumbnails
Wonderful.
of like whatever.
Then there's absolutely some of those kind of stance work files in here.
Yep.
Most of the official like crime scene surveillance stuff that you had from last night has already been like shifted to his home device. So it seems like this new file was started after you had all been dropped home, obviously, and it's probably from a couple of hours after you got dropped off, and you see the footage that you see is of Sal. Like the beginning of the recording is Sal kind of basically from the perspective of the hole in the wall that he put the camera in, like turning the GoPro on and kind of getting it positioned in place. Yeah, exactly. And you can see that it is pointing basically at like the crime scene, like at the scene of the crime where this body would have been discovered. And then you see Sal kind of like disappear off the side of camera, and there is you can see like the edge of the dumpster in the footage, but you can't see the full like back of it. You've got like a diagonal split of the dumpster within this frame, and you can see maybe 10 minutes after this video is set up, you see the edge of the dumpster again kind of like shift a couple of times. And then you see the edge of like Sal's hand that barely comes into frame of like lifting the dumpster a lid up and seemingly like peering inside of it to see if they could see like what might be causing this weird this to be like rattling and stuff. And then you see a very sudden like as if Sal has been like pulled backwards from the dumpster, and in that moment the lid of the dumpster also closes. There is a lot of like scuffling and yelling sounds, but it's also very late at night, so it's unclear whether anybody has like overheard anything. And I think it is you don't get a clear view of what happened to Sal, and I think from the perspective of like in the wall, the audio quality isn't the best. It's hard to tell whether Sal actually got caught into this thing and pulled into it, or whether Sal managed to make a break for it and just like his coat got dragged inside. But you also haven't heard from him today, so like there's a chance that he himself is in there.
Does it look like he got pulled into the dumpster or got pulled away from it?
Pulled away from it.
Okay. From behind camera, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Like from out of frame, he got pulled.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to send him a text right now just to see. Saul, where are you?
What if his phone is in his coat?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm hoping. And I'm hoping his coat is on him.
You don't get an answer.
Shit.
What
do we do with this canvas? Hold on to this one as well? I mean, we're assembling quite a bit of an art collection here.
Oh. I feel like it's, for lack of a better word, cursed.
Yeah.
I feel like it fits
That's
in
the perfect
package
word,
that we've
actually.
seen. Saul might be in there, might not be in there. we should put it somewhere safe. How about my interdimensional place of strangeness?
That's a perfect idea.
I mean, look, I understand, Malik, that there's, we can store things there. It's between you and God. But
Well, I mean,
are we sure that if Sal, God forbid, is stuck in this piece of canvas, if he tries to come out or finds a way out, and he's in your interdimensional God pocket, is that where we want him to be?
That's a good point.
I for myself,
I don't think
maybe
there's.
not.
Yeah, humans need oxygen, and I don't think there's any oxygen in there.
Let's not do that then.
I would say maybe we take this this plastic sleeve for the documents, we put it in there. Maybe we find a safe place to put it for a little while we try and find Sal again. I put some liniment ointment on my bruises.
We could stop by Sal's place to see if he's there. We could stop by the dojo to see if he's there. We still have to go back and talk with
I'll also
Miles.
Pull
quick
out the
canvas for everyone talking. Can you do a quick canvas for his car? Like if his coat's been taken into the painting, but he wasn't taken, surely he drove home. Surely he drove away. So is his car here?
Yeah, let's look for his car.
Are you wanting to like take a quick look around the blocks?
Yeah.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Absolutely. I would say it maybe takes you would take you maybe 15 minutes. Perhaps there's another snack interlude during this location change.
Food truck.
Yeah, exactly. Stop by the food truck. You don't see any sign of his car in the area.
Okay, that's good, right? That's a good sign.
Yeah, if he drove it home. Yeah.
So let's go to his house.
So wait,
Sorry,
I hear you. I would also point out, Sal's a big boy. He's an adult. He knows what he's doing. We have a slightly more pressing problem, I think, because this is clearly a small piece, this canvas.
Yes.
And we have this business card, and you see he pops it out of nowhere.
Where'd that come from?
Everybody's favorite elderly, the magic tricks. This Fisher storage, maybe we need to go and have a look here. Maybe there's the rest of this canvas. And if he's in the canvas, we see it in the bigger picture. Maybe, who's to say? Maybe we find out what's going on with the rest of this potentially cursed canvas.
Great idea.
I'll also quietly say, maybe, just maybe, worst case scenario, God forbid, maybe his car got towed. Just putting it out there. But trust, Sal's always taken care of himself before. If it's not at his house when we check later on, maybe we call the city.
Fisher storage, Sal's place, and then maybe dojo.
And then move from there. Let's not borrow trouble from tomorrow. It never means there's less trouble tomorrow. It just means more trouble today. Fisher storage, then we go check Sal's place.
Wonderful. From the business card and your understanding of town, Fisher storage is actually only like a block away from where you currently are from this alley. So you can absolutely just wander there, grab some more tacos, eventually get there. We just need to make a menu of various snacks that we've picked up along this campaign. And head over. It is a fairly nondescript style of storage facility. It's not a big brand of, doesn't have huge logo marketing along the side. It is very much one dude set up a storage facility and has a number of various different corrugated front sliders, units that are available for people to rent and use for various purposes, namely storing things. As you rock up, it is a place that has probably about 20, 25 storage units in it. The business card itself does not have, it's not a key to a storage unit. It is just the business card. So you can see that there is the main like reception information like post for people that are having difficulties with their storage. But other than that, you don't have like where would you like to go?
So Esau is gonna wander up to the reception desk, and he's going to engage the person at the desk in conversation. Hello, my friend. I am I'm looking to downsize the house that I've been in. My wife, she's gone back to God now, and the house is too big for me. And, none of my relatives come and stay with me anymore. It's nobody visits. So I need a smaller place that I can take care of. I'm just one man, all by myself. But I need someone to put the tchotchkes, the furniture, the things, the belongings that mean something to me, but that I don't necessarily need all of the time. I'm hoping maybe you could let me have a look around, see what size storage unit would be perfect for my needs. Maybe I can have a look at the facility. Would this be okay? I wouldn't want to put you out, my friend. I understand you're a busy man. Look at you. You've got so much to do, so much responsibility. Obviously, people trust you so well with this. Which I'm guessing would be a charm roll, really.
Yeah, go ahead and roll to manipulate someone. For reference, the person you're talking to is like a bald guy in his 40s and like a brown polo shirt that has basically arms crossed at the other side of the till and has not said a word since you started talking. But yes, what did you get?
So I got a 10 on that.
Yeah, incredible.
You're a man of few words. I appreciate this. You're a man who understands discretion. People can put their precious belongings here and they will know that they are safe with you.
Sure, you can have a look around, but feel free. If people have a problem with you looking at their stuff, though, then I'm not gonna.
I understand.
Don't cause a problem.
You look like you could do with a bit of rest. They're working you too hard is what they're doing. Look at them. Taking advantage of a man like you. You look, here, have a word as original.
You like slide it under the kind of like teller screen to the other side. And he does like eventually swipe it up, although you do get the distinct impression that like when you say they're working you too hard, he has a bit of a like frown about him that you think maybe this guy is the boss that just runs this place, but hey, maybe the customers are working him too hard. Absolutely. He grabs the Werthers and kind of like nods like, of course, I will
big cheesy smile as we walk in. The Bluetooth function on my hearing aid gets engaged so that I can call Hannah.
Great.
My Watson, if you will.
Yes. Absolutely.
Hannah Kitzler, my darling Shimshin, would you please, maybe you could do some of your digital magic, your techno wizardry, and see if there are any suspicious contract holders with Fisher Storage that maybe we could have a look at. Maybe you can find out what storage number they have. Who's to say?
But like the Fisher Storage, I mean, sure. You can like hear that she's like halfway like outside walking somewhere, and just kind of puts you on speakerphone. And there's a lot of kind of very loud tapping as she's in the middle of searching a bunch of stuff up on her phone. It's like, I mean, sure, it's it's not the most reputable place. It's pretty shady spots. I bet that there's a lot of people. Anything in particular, like any particular type of not so good person?
I'm thinking maybe we're looking for potentially somebody who might be Italian. The Italians, sometimes they have bad guys. But also I'm thinking maybe we look for anybody involved with art, like canvases, paintings, this sort of thing maybe. Or anybody that we could perhaps, what was that? That term you used the other day. It was cross-referenced with anyone who is perhaps engaged in some of the, as your boy chick would say, some of the weird shit. He's a small bit of a potty mouth, but he gets the point across. He's a good boy.
He's not my boy, Check. There's a lot of like tapping, and in stark contrast to Esau's grasp of its IT services, almost like by the time you have crossed over the threshold and started walking down the first row of storage units, there is a ba-bing. That you can tell is a decent list of a number of people that work at or that hold storage units here. There's a number of them that it's unclear how legally Hannah has gotten a hold of this, but there are some people that have namely businesses that have to kind of publicly declare certain things that have been listed. You do also see that there are a number of names that have been popped up on the list for people that have outstanding or overdue rentals here, that is more of a matter of kind of public record that some debt collector has bought this issue and they're going to be able to come in and clear out their stuff. And a couple of places that are even advertised where it's hey, there's a random storage unit that nobody's paying for. The people come and get their stuff if you want it, very Storage Wars style. And upon scrolling through the list of various individuals here, you identify that there is in fact a storage unit here that is owned by Kyle Wasner, by the guy that got canvassed. It also seems like it is listed as one that is about to be up for storage sale because it has not been paid for in a significant amount of time.
Kitzel, you're a wonder, you're a gift, you're a mensch. Thank you so much for your help. Maybe we'll catch up for dinner.
Sounds great. Absolutely. Just be careful, all right?
I'm always careful, you know me. Goodbye.
Yeah, I do. That's why I'm telling you to be careful, okay?
I will. I promise.
All right. Cool. Hangs up the phone call. The two of you see, with surprising command of technological skills, Esau turns around with a list of various rentals that you are pretty sure Hannah got for him.
was that Hannah?
Of course it was Hannah. You've seen my phone. I couldn't do this. This is wizard. This is magic. I have no facility with this. But Hannah, she's a good girl. She looks after her uncle for her.
What do we got?
Well, look, I mean, we've got a few potentially bad guys. We've got some potentially interesting storage units. But the one that I think that maybe this is the one we should go have a quiet look at while we're inspecting storage units. For me to downsize, honestly, I've already downsized. It's a studio apartment I'm in now. What am I going to downsize to? A coffin? It's not quite there yet. But the canvas man, the squished fellow, the one living in your pocket. Well, I say living, he's dead, but you know what I mean. Lane, he's in your pocket now.
Kyle Wasner.
Indeed. I have his storage unit number right here. Maybe we go see if there's anything interesting in it.
You buried the lead on that one. All right, yeah. Which one? What's the number?
Hey, you know I'm a storyteller, Lane. I'm always going to get
the number. What's the number?
It's this way. Look, I mean, we're walking in the direction anyway. Just follow with me. Come with me on the journey, Boychik. I'm taking you with me. We're all going to the same place eventually.
Incredible.
Yes, sir.
You wander around the halls and come up to storage unit 16. That you can see there are there's basically a piece of paper that has been plastered on the front of it that is a calendar countdown notice, more or less, of hey, you have not paid your rent in X amount of weeks. If you do not pay by this many days, then your property will be forfeit, essentially. And you can see that there's just a bunch of days that have been crossed out along it in the week and a half of time that they have in order to pay back the money they owe. This particular unit is a day away from being up for sale, for all the contents inside of it being forfeit to the company and therefore potentially getting picked up by other interested individuals. But the section of the storage facility that you are in, you have arrived at like a medium-sized storage unit, the kind of unit that would have the capacity to fit most of like a small household's belongings inside of it. You can see that it is very like heavily padlocked. The actual like secure section has the standard door would have room for like one padlock, and there has been a special bar inputted that allows for like 4 padlocks that has been additionally added by the renter here. But you don't like, nobody else is hanging around, but you think that you have come to the right location. What would you like to do?
I have a question.
Kiera, do you have those lock picks?
Hold fire, because I got a better question than that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's all in the eye of the beholder, but yeah, go ahead.
That's fair. That's fair. Would either of the units on either side of 16 be currently empty?
Mm-hmm. I will say either side of 16. Ooh, I don't want to roll dice. I'm gonna say M. Can you just roll a straight luck dice for me? Just roll a d6. Josh, do you want highs or lows?
Highs.
Cool. Let me know what you get, M.
The 2.
No.
Winning.
They are both currently filled, but both of them definitely have less like security. Like they are just simple padlock storage rooms. But they are both currently filled.
So back to the mediocre question. We'll go back to the mediocre question.
Mediocre question. It's not a mediocre question.
Kiera, do you have the lock picks?
Bing.
It's worth
Summon
a
up
try.
your lockpicks that again are still broken. But
They are broken. But again. Oh yeah.
yeah, they are lockpicks, but they are kind of bent out of shape.
They're a little
bit. But
damaged.
they're still
How'd you do
possible.
that?
They're still good. Still a
They're
little
great.
damaged. Still good.
Yeah. Is it worth giving it a try?
Yeah. I think so.
For sure. That would be an act under pressure for whoever wants to try and get it open.
Cool. That is a 9.
Nice. That is a mixed success unless anybody wants to try and help out.
I would like to try and help out.
Yeah. How does Lane help out?
He's kind of over her shoulder, like maybe a little bit that way, or he's kind of like trying not to mansplain it to a divine warrior as best he can, but also thinking that he might be able to help. We'll see if he can or not. That is a 10.
Nice. That is a complete success, which means your help out has no side effects. You get a +1, which I believe gets that up to a complete success for act under pressure as well.
It does.
Hell yeah. Excellent. You these ones, even though this is like this level of security is more intense than you have dealt with previously, you can tell that like it is very impressive looking. It is still fairly basic items. That, like the padlocks themselves that have been put in addition are still fairly basic. Like this bar here is more to be like an off-putting visual for people. The stuff you're actually dealing with when it comes to picking locks, still very bulk standard. And you go through and with pretty quick effort.
Crouched as I am, I'm going to look up at like Esau and just be like, last time I did this, there might have been cameras.
Absolutely, there are security cameras.
We are implicating ourselves in every crime.
Time.
Is Sal in a painting? And did he just get arrested for various crimes? Unclear.
Also, as the last lock is being undone, I'm like, also, should we be opening what might be behind? There's something inside. Oop.
Up, yeah.
Incredible. Great. You open up the door. You see in front of you, you can see a not fully packed storage unit, but that has a collection of various different like assortments of items that don't seem to have any particular consistency term. Like there's a really nice looking motorbike in one corner. There's also like a fairly cool like jukebox set up in one part of the space. There's an older looking like statue in one corner as well that's like maybe like mid-person height. There's a smattering of various different items in the space that doesn't necessarily look like they make sense all as part of one individual's like life or belongings. They are very mismatched series of items. You can also see in the center of the storage unit there is a large like work table, the kind of thing that you would be able to lay out like maps or schematics or other various documents on, that has a large kind of like overhead lamp that is set up to be able to look at things more closely. They're very heavy duty like toolbox with a number of different intricate items inside. But the moment that you open this roller door, before even stepping over the threshold of the storage unit, all of you feel yourselves drawn to something in the dark corner of the room. From this perspective, even with the light from the outside hallway, you can't fully see what is beyond you, but imagine the imminence of like being in the shot with HAL 9000. Like you open this door and there is something else in the darkness that is taking center frame from all of you. And you can't see what it is, but all of you can feel it. What would you like to do?
I would like to read a bad situation.
Go ahead and roll to read a bad situation. What'd you get?
7.
Okay, that's a big success still. That won't be able, help out won't be able to get that to a different outcome unless you want to use luck. That is also available to you. But for now, that is still a hold of 1 if you want to let it ride.
You know what? I'm gonna let it ride with hold 1.
Cool.
And the question that I have,
yes,
is what's the biggest threat?
Oh, incredible. You know what? I'm actually going to give you a couple of options for this, because there are different types of threats in this particular situation. I think that whatever this eminence is in the dark, you can, like, peering into that corner of the room, you can see the edge of, like, something metallic, that you can see, like, barely glinting light in the darkness. It looks to be roughly the size, like roughly 5 feet. Like the glint that you're seeing is at about 5 foot height. And without turning a light on inside the storage unit, you can't fully see what it is. But I think that you can tell that that is the thing that is giving off the most ominous aura in this space in terms of something that has the potential to be extremely dangerous or to be extremely sinister. However, you don't, at this moment, see anything that is immediately physically threatening, which is possibly a big relief. You do see something that has the potential to just mess with your plans, is that lined up along the edge of the storage unit door is a motion sensor. So if any of you had decided to step into the storage unit, that would have gone off crazy loud and that would have fucked with your plans. So like that's a tactical threat rather than a physical one. But in terms of something where you're like, what is the thing that is potentially going to cause the most trouble or danger to our group? Whatever that thing in the corner is probably the answer.
Yeah, I think like after having a look at that, you just if one was to be observing the sort of long shot in the hallway, you'd see Esau just like swing his cane across the door frame before anybody walks in.
Yeah.
Let's not step inside just yet. Let's look. Ignoring the fact that there is one of these sensor things here, there's something evil here. Something. There's a no goodnik in the corner. I don't know what it is. I can't see, but something's not right here. Kiera, Malach, the light. Could you do this again?
The
bright light. With
and it's got to have that sound effect every time.
Yeah, honestly, I wish sometimes I would bring a torch. I forget that it is in all directions, not just the one we want. But Kiera, you're a miracle. You're a wonder. Thank you for lightening things up for us.
I am a miracle.
Wonderful. Yeah. I'm gonna say, no, I don't think you actually need to roll for this. I'm okay with this being a default enough ability for Kiera in your various goings on. I do think that this is kind of rather than like a torch powered effect. I feel like it is more of a like almost like a flare burst where it's very bright and then it kind of dies down and you have to kind of do it a couple of times to have a consistent light. Yeah, it's a rave light. You flare this light in your hand, and as the group of you are looking into the storage unit, you see a further against the back wall. You see the patchwork pieces of what seems to be the rest of a painting. It has been split along various messy looking lines into about 9 pieces, including what would be the piece that you are carrying on your persons. You can see what looks to be a large landscape image, this kind of sprawling grassy field leading into a almost impenetrable wall of forest taking up the main top third of the image. You don't see any sign of the big colossal creature that you saw disappearing along the ripped seam of the piece of the painting you have in front of you. But also, this is something that all of you take in, but the thing that is giving you this imminent energy is not the painting. It is the frame. This heavy metallic frame that the canvas is sitting in, that is a huge rectangle about 5 feet tall, that the moment you look at it in this flare of light, all of you feel your stomachs sink without fully knowing why, as if something incredibly deep and dark has just turned its attention to all 3 of you. And that's where we're going to leave things for this week.
Oh, no. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to be somewhere there. So like that feels like as good a place as any.
That was
hell
great.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Ruby. That's great.
That's good.
Wow. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thanks for the raid to Solution and Company for raiding into us and joining us for this crazy mystery. I can't wait to investigate this more. I'm thinking maybe we try to buy this this Garage Wars situation, the Storage Wars situation. Take everything. We'll see what happens next week. Thank you all for being part of this. Let's go around the table and say some goodbyes. Ruby, let's start with you, please. Thank you so much for putting this all together for us.
Absolutely happy to. Thank you all so much. Kia ora. I am Ruby. I am a professional GM and various TTRPGs enthusiast. I do a bunch of stuff. You can find my various things at This Is Ruby OK on Twitch and also other platforms. And it's a delight to get to bring Monster of the Week to the Guild Superior crew. I love this game and I highly recommend you come check it out. I hope that you all are enjoying me telling a very weird story, but I promise, like we said, foreshadowing, it will all make sense by the time we get to the end. Thank you all so much for coming with me. I will also say, because he's not here, shout out to Alan as well for bringing this whole group together in the first place and also participating in this fantastic story. It's super duper fun. And so hopefully Sal will be okay and we can bring him back for the final episode. We'll see. But yeah, this has been super great. And I will pass to Emily.
I'm Emily. I played Kiera today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm having the best time. Thank you, Ruby. And I'm going to just throw to Josh immediately.
Kia ora, I'm Josh. I'm a giant geek. I've been playing Esau today. I've been having a great time with it. I hope you guys have been having a great time with it. I think we've got the. It feels like we've got the, if you'll pardon the inexcusable pun, we've got the frame of a really good story here, and it'll be fabulous seeing how we get to stick the landing next time. And with that, I will pass it over to our intrepid organizer, the keeper of the keys, Dave.
Thank you. And I got to say, Josh, the only regret I have is that we didn't have Esau last week, because Esau is fucking awesome. So great. Just a great character. Really appreciate all of the great creativity from this crew. And yes, sorry that we had to say goodbye to Alan a little early tonight, but there's some internet troubles over across the oceans and far, far away. So things like that happen. But we'll be back in 2 weeks to see what is going on inside the storage unit, and hopefully uncover what happened to our buddy Saul, and not get arrested, because we have been potentially implicated in quite a few crimes. We may need to try to get the surveillance footage from this storage place, et cetera, et cetera. We need to cover our tracks, but that's for another time. I'm Dave. I get to bring people together to play games here on Guild Superior, and I love it. I will continue to do it as long as people want to play games here. We have a lot of games coming up, and I should quickly just go through them, and then we'll sign off. But we have on our Thursday lineup, just started on the 9th this past week, is our Bastion of Strife, which is a D&D 5.5 game that Jose Ortiz is running. So very fun to play with Jose. Sly Sparrow is back after haven't had him over to play for a while. Rouge and Dungeon Mr. Ty, of course. This game is coming back on the 25th for our finale, and I have no doubt in my mind, Ruby, that I will be requesting more of Monster of the Week, because this is so much freaking fun.
Dude, you better survive. Whoa.
Well, we'll see. We'll do our best. That's all we can do. We also have on August 1st, Shiv's birthday game. We're going to be playing that. That's going to be fun. In August, I'll be kicking off a Dark Space game on Thursdays, which I'm really looking forward to. It's basically Shadow Dark in space. We've got Shiv coming back to run some Dungeons and Dragons in August. We've got more New Avard starting in September, and we have an Eat the Reich game that is coming up in October that Josh is going to be running. That's going to be fucking fantastic. We've got an awesome group of people lined up for that. I'm not going to say anything else besides that little teaser, but we will be devouring and destroying some Nazis in October. So you're going to want to join us for that.
It won't be for everyone, but for the people that it is for, it's going to be a bloody good time.
Hell yeah. Heavy on the bloody. Yes. Yeah. So with all that said, my friends, we are going to say goodbye for tonight. If you like what you see here and you want to support us, please consider following the channel. If you're following, consider subscribing. Also, I'm really trying to get more people to check out our stuff over at YouTube. We've got a bunch of different games that we've played, all kinds of different genres and systems, different people, creative GMs and players. And it's been just a blast to evolve and to play these games with so many great people. So go check it out over at YouTube. In the meantime, we'll see you next week for some Dungeons and Dragons. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out.
Bye.